In KwaMashu in KwaZulu-Natal, where President Cyril Ramaphosa has been launching the district development model. And our reporter has been following that story for us is Ayanda Mhlongo. Ayanda, thanks very much for joining us. It looks like it's been quite a day there, and I know that you want to chat to somebody shortly, but just take us through how today went.
Yeah, very good afternoon to you, Peter, and good afternoon to our viewers. Certainly it has been a very busy day for the President, the Deputy President, as well as the ministers and Deputy Ministers that have joined them to be part of today's launch. Of course, Peter, this program, or the build-up to today's launch, starting over the past week or so, when about 17 ministers had descended on the province of KwaZulu-Natal, crossing the province to various communities, of course, to deal with service delivery related matters, but also to introduce this program from grassroots level and explain to people what is envisaged by the government through this new development model. Coming back to today, we know that from the early morning, the President starting off at Mjebeni police station in Inanda, an area that has had challenges with regards to the high crime levels. That station recording the highest in terms of crimes around sexual offences. And so the President first visiting that station to interact with the police officers, interact with the community there, to see how the government is going to be able, working together with the police and various community organisations to deal with the rising crime levels in that area. Next stop then, of course, coming here where thousands had gathered, not only from the area of KwaMashu, but also across the eThekwini metro. In fact, Peter, people have come from other parts of the province as well to be part of today's launch. Here in the eThekwini metro, of course, this is going to be the pilot for the 8 metros, as we know that this program has is going to be distributed across the 44 districts, and then there are the 8 metros, and the eThekwini metro is the metro where this development model is going to be implemented as a pilot project, rather. In this metro, Peter, about 3.9 million residents of eThekwini. We make up 34% of the population in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. It's a largely urban metro, but of course moving out in the outer flung areas to a more semi-rural and rural communities. The President today in his speech laying out the program, explaining the reasons behind it and the challenges that the government had initially in terms of the implementation of its programs in dealing with service delivery. As we know, across the country, service delivery protests, communities saying they are not happy with the efficiency of government, not happy with the fact that their needs are not being catered for. And specifically here as well, where we are in KwaMashu, just ahead of this launch, there was some service delivery protests where people were saying that they are still issued, they're not being included or involved in these programs, where they want they want roads, for example, Peter, but instead they get delivered something else. And so this program, is according to the President, is to specifically look at the needs of the different districts, right down to the ward level, to know how many people are living in a particular ward, what the needs of those people are. And the President also saying that they were going to use information coming through from Stats SA, and for them to be able to draft the plans that are going to be implemented for the different districts. Of course, the metro is going to be looked at in a different way to the districts. As I said, with the metro, it is more urban. It's a more urban setup, and so the needs of a more urban area would be different to that of a more rural community. But speaking to the people who have been here since the morning, Peter, they're quite excited, and simply while they might not understand it in terms of the plan and how it's been drafted, but people are simply saying to us, whatever government gives us, whatever plans they have to improve our lives, to get the services in a more efficient and faster way, that is all we want. The government by now knows what our challenges are, specifically here in the area of Komashu. Crime is an issue, issue of housing in certain parts. Yes, there is water, yes, there is electricity, but there are still, it's still a few challenges in terms of the basic services. And so some people are simply saying, whatever the plan is, all we want is to see government services. And the department, of course, that has been leading this nationally is the Department of Cooperative Governance, but also here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. And I'm now joined by the MEC for Kokta here in KZN, Mr. Sipho Hlomuka. MEC, thank you very much for joining us. Well, certainly it's been a long week, I know, a very, very important program insofar as government is concerned that has been launched here. The people are saying, MEC, that there's been a number of programs. We have the National Development Program as well that has been launched by government. You'll have the metro, you'll have municipalities will have their own programs, you'll have government at a provincial level will have their own programs, and now national. While they may not understand exactly what is different about this, but they want to see services.
No, well, we're very excited. Let's start by saying that we're very excited and very grateful with this model launched by the President of the Republic, President Ramaphosa. The main purpose of this model, as we have correctly saying that we have different plans. The locals, they have their plans, the province, they have their plans, the national, they have their plans. Now the president is saying, let's consolidate all these plans in one integrated plan, which is called, it's a district development model, where the district will know that what's happening in the national, there will be no project that will be done by national without an approval of the district. And they are going to give the district the budget and the plan, and all the projects that will be implemented across district will be known by the district. Then it will be easy to play an oversight and monitor if indeed those projects they are taking place and our people they receive delivery, because our people they just need the delivery, because we're working like we're working in silos, and we're not able to give a proper answers to our people, especially the councillors. They were suffering because they were not aware of the project that are done at the national and the provincial level.
MEC, the other point that the president was raised with, this now affords an opportunity for better monitoring and evaluation. You've covered the part about implementation, that this is going to go a long way in terms of streamlining that, but monitoring and evaluation, I know at a provincial level you would then monitor the lower districts and the national would then monitor the province. Now if you all come together as one in sort of one approach, how is this monitoring going to work out?
The president have indicated here that we're going to establish Khawuleza district forums, where we're going to monitor on the daily basis, for sure with the supervision of the Premier, because the Premier is the Premier of the province, is having a provincial coordination forum where all department or all institution, even private and business people and government, they report to the Premier. So our role are going to ensure that we report on the monthly basis to the Premier in terms of the project that were planned and implemented, and also the budget, so that we'll see if our people they do receive service delivery.
And amongst yourself as well, another issue which a lot of people are quite upset about, corruption and systems that have been, the tender systems that have received challenges, that have been challenging as well, particularly here, MEC, in this metro. We know the challenges that were here in the eThekwini metro, which even led to yourselves as the PC in this province to change the leadership. Speak to us about how do you see this program sort of ensuring that there is that oversight, the monitoring, but also that when the concerns, corruption is a huge concern of our communities.
Well, generally, the provincial and national government is fighting corruption and fraud. So there are systems in place. Whoever will be found doing corrupt or criminal activities will be subjected to processes. So I don't want to talk about the processes that are sub judice, because we must allow the process to take its course, but we are fighting corruption and fraud.
My last question before I let you go, and I think this is important for our viewers to understand. It's one plan, it's one approach. So a project is now brought into the eThekwini Metro. For example, it's a school that is going to be built. So that would mean from the municipality, there is involvement from the municipality. They then on the same table will be somebody from province, say the MEC for Education, and then the National Minister of Education. Of course, the school cannot run with just the structure. You will then need water, for example. You then need electricity. So all of this will now work together in one project.
Yes, indeed. The district, you know that it is in IGR at the district level, at the local and the provincial and national. Right. What is going to happen? The district is going to coordinate an IGR forum where all departments, including provincial, national level and locals, are going to submit their projects. Right. Then you will be subject to a process of an IDP, in a form that you say these are the processes, these are the projects, but you take them to the community as well. So these are the projects that we anticipate to implement in this time frame, and this is the budget that we have allocated. And then we are going to monitor that process, working with the communities.
All right. Thank you so much. I see you've got a lot of work ahead of you, but thank you so much for your time. The MEC for Kokta, Sipho Hlomuka, of course. His department has been leading this development project, particularly here in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, and more specifically here in the eThekwini Metro, which is, as we said, Peter, is going to be the pilot for the 8 metros under the district development model. Certainly, he seems that government is ready for this project. Community is excited, but the word coming in from the residents here in KwaMashu, the people of KwaZulu-Natal, is that they want to see service delivery. They want to see their lives improve for the better. Peter?
Ayanda, thanks very much indeed. And that's where we'll leave it for the time being. So there you have it. Pilot project launched, and really in a nutshell, it's the coordination of national, provincial and local government.